Well, in our next segment, we're taking a look at certain types of accident cases that can be very difficult to resolve. Attorney Jim Higgins recently sat down with Sarah Ascough to explain how the Higgins Firm handles mild brain injury cases and what you need to know if you need their help.
So Jim, tell us about this recent case settlement and why it was different than other accident
Yes,
cases.
this was a case that another law firm brought us in on, and that happens sometimes we had a lot of complex injury cases, and this was a great lawyer. He had a client. This wasn't the type of case that he handled. And the thing that was unique about it is what we would call a mild traumatic brain injury case. And it's classified as mild by the doctors because, you know, somebody's not paralyzed or not in a coma. When you look at a CT scan in this case, the structure of the brain looked normal, but this client had some residual traumatic brain injury effects, and we were able to get this case, get some proper experts, some unique testing in, build up the proof with other family members to show to the insurance adjuster we were able to resolve right before trial in this case, that this case had really changed this man's life forever, and we're able to get what we thought was a pretty, and our client thought was a very substantial, reasonable settlement for what he's gone through in this case.
So what kind of evidence would you need to get in order to obtain a fair case?
Sure. So that's the hard thing about these mild brain injuries. They're like an invisible injury. You know, there's a lot of times when I go in a courtroom in an auto accident case or whatever type of accident, and I can show an X-ray of a broken arm or a leg, and so a jury can understand that. These mild traumatic brain injury cases are tougher, so they really take three components in my opinion. I've got to have a client and immediate family support that the jury or the judge can relate to, that they believe, that they understand. They had a very productive life before this accident, and it's changed since then. We're going to have generally a neuropsychologist or an expert that understands the potential trauma and the repercussions from what would be a quote, a mild injury, maybe just temporary loss of consciousness, or an injury that they thought at first they were coming back from. And those doctors can also do testing that shows the changes to the brain. And then we're going to reach outside, usually the family, to find coworkers or friends that say, hey, and I'll tell you, when these brain injury cases, I hear all the time, they'll say, it's like he or it's like she is a different person. You know, it's hard to explain because they function, you know, they still go through life, but they may get agitated. They may be forgetful. They just do things that they can't quite explain. It is a truly frustrating injury, but it takes all of that to explain to the jury, hey, this invisible injury is real.
Right, and it's happening to them every day. So when should somebody contact your office if there's a case like this?
Sure. Well, the sooner the better. You know, and that's the problem. When somebody loses consciousness in an injury, they don't, in an accident, sometimes it may just be as simple and go away and everything's fine. Sometimes it's not. But it's always good. They're welcome to call us. They may need us. They may not. We don't charge anything for people calling us, and we do take the case. We don't charge anything unless we win.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jim.
Thank you.
The Higgins Firm is serving Tennessee. Give them a call at 1-800-705-2121 or go to thehigginsfirm.com.